Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome to the 14th installment of Season 2 of our Conflict of Nations game night. We are in what I think is the last 4 days of the game. We should be wrapping this up this weekend, as a matter of fact. Today's Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday would be the last 4 days of the game. We should have this wrapped up by Friday. Of course, I'll do the final day live, and we'll get our victory conditions and celebrate and have a drink and all that stuff. I am your host, the Old Humble Guy from the Old Humble Distilling Company. This company right here. We have been working in the distillery the last several days building out our electrical, what I call the electrical room, the hose wall, the electrical room, the power room. It's a partition wall that separates the wet works from the electrical works. So that our electric fuse box, etc., doesn't get inadvertently splashed by waters and things like that. This is what it looks like. Go to our camera, but there it is. That's what it will look like. It's over there. As soon as that paint dries, we will move all of the equipment back to its spot. I got my buddy Scabs who will use that as a canvas and tag it with some nice looking art and graffiti or whatever you want to call it. But hey, in the meantime, don't forget to like and comment and share, subscribe to the station channel and do all that stuff. We're on our quest for 500 subscribers for this channel. And then the next step to 1,000. When we get to 500, we'll probably do something to push it over the top to 500. But I want to do a concert at the distillery for our 500th subscriber special, and hopefully kick off our happy hours, the return of the Old Humble happy hour. Would it be the return of? Because it was the quarantine happy hour before. Would it be the return of the happy hour, or just the Old Humble happy hour and variety show? I'm not sure how that would work out. Doesn't matter what I call it. It's going to be dope as hell. And we're going to have some fantastic, fun, awesome artists participating at the shop. But let's go into the game, shall we? I think we shall. Let's bring in the stream. Zap over here. Come on. There's my channel. All right, so the map is painted red. We're, of course, in Virginia. And what we will do, I'll go ahead and open up the big map, and we will do a quick progression of how the game went in our small map up here to my upper right, kind of a weather show. That's where the map stands right now. We'll start at day 1, and we will recap the entire progression of the party and see how things went and how things are going, how things went and how we got to where we're at. And also, I am going to turn on my phone so that I can follow chat. I know we got a couple of new subscribers that have popped in the last couple of days too. So greetings to you folks. Cheers. And now I can watch the chat as it happens. All right. So here's how it started on day 1. I was up here in Virginia. In the first several hours of the game, I took over Maryland and North Carolina, and then we were off to the races from there. Let's go ahead and open up. Let me expand my screen here so it's easier to watch. And you can also see the rankings here on the right. You can see Texas always starts the game off in first place, with California right behind them. They're the 2 largest countries on the map. In this case, it was Mexico right behind them, but it's usually Texas and California right back to back. And then in this case, it was Colorado, and that is someplace in Canada. There's California down there in 5th place. I don't know who that is. Doesn't matter. Okay, so as you can kind of see, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, down here in the bottom, the southeast state. Oh, nope, I don't want to write an article. I hit the wrong button there. Sorry. Okay, now as we progress, I went from Virginia, North Carolina, and Maryland, and I quickly pushed into West Virginia, South Carolina. Come on, wake up, map. Over the next couple of days, I pushed into West Virginia, South Carolina, and then I started working my way down towards Georgia and west into Kentucky and Tennessee. and the game is kind of laggy. And you can see the lime green is Texas, and as Texas expanded into New Mexico real fast, but then they did a weird thing and went into Arkansas. But that wasn't the weirdest thing. The weirdest thing was that they went through Florida and up into the Gulf Coast. Florida gave them passage to their land. They went up into the Gulf Coast and into Mississippi and Alabama, and that's not usually what Texas does. Texas usually goes north through Oklahoma and up into Kansas. So this was a little bit of a weird maneuver on their part, and it became evident quite clear and quite early that Texas and Florida were doing weird things over here in my southeast, or my southern border in the southeast corner of the United States. So as Texas did what they did and Florida did what they did, I shortly thereafter took over Florida and Georgia. There's me taking over Georgia. And then by day 7, I had taken over, I believe, all of the southeast, including Florida. And I had moved into Texas. That is me holding Houston, Dallas, Amarillo, and I think Austin. At that point, I might have even taken San Antonio. This is me holding San Antonio and Amarillo and Odessa, most of West Texas. I'd gotten all of the southeast United States. New York was beginning to become a headache, and I went and took Albany and a couple places in New York. By day 14, I believe I had already, I think I was on vacation for a week there. So by day 14, I think Louisiana had gotten in on the game and was starting to do some dumb crap. So by day 20 something, I think I had pushed Louisiana pretty much off the map. Yeah, I'd controlled the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, and by day 21, Louisiana was neutralized. By day 23 or 24, I think I had pretty much eliminated Louisiana and then started focusing my efforts on taking out Texas. Texas was pretty much, Texas and Florida both had land over there in Texas, which again, weird operation that they're doing. And I was forced to mess around up there in New York as well. So New York got taken out of the game. Texas and Louisiana and Florida were all pushed out of the game by the 30th day, the 30th turn, 30-31. Yeah, so there you go. There's only a little bit of Nuevo Leon left there in the Rio Grande Valley. And by this day, so day 30, I believe, is when we launched the attack against California. If I move back to day 30, come on, one more. Give me day 29, maybe? Okay, so that's day 30. That is the day that I launched the attack on California. I had pretty much controlled all of Texas at this point, and you can see that little nub coming out from the Gulf Coast going west towards through that green region is Nuevo Leon. So day 30 is when I launched the attack against California. I moved some troops up into Arizona, and by day 32, I had taken all of California cities, and the player that was California, and I had also taken all of Arizona's cities by day 32. So I launched the attack on day 30. By day 32, California and Arizona were out of the game. And current day is 36. So this was Sunday when we launched that attack. Day 33 was spent consolidating a bunch of additional land through the American Southwest. Day 34, day 35, same thing. Consolidating land, cleaning up land, consolidating land, and tightening my hold on everywhere. And that brings us to current day of day 36. Now, California also was doing some stuff down in South Nicaragua, being just a pest. So I had to marshal up all the units that I could muster and blow some artillery out of blow some armor off the map in southern Argentina. Now, Nuevo Leon has gone and done a dumb thing and moved some units over here and taken some land from me. I'm trying to find those units. They're around here somewhere. And as soon as I find them, I'm going to bomb them. I don't know where they're at, but they're over here somewhere. And I've got a cruise missile with their name on them waiting to get launched at them. They're over here somewhere. And I'm going to find them. Okay, so they're somewhere over here. This was the last region that those ding-dongs took. And as soon as I find them, 8 minutes is when that plane will be where it's going. So in 8 minutes, when they pop up on the map, I'll be able to hit them with a cruise missile. 2 minutes after that, and then they'll be gone forever. This is a Montana unit. That's a Montana unit. I'm not worried about those tanks. I don't care about them. I'm looking for land. I'm trying to gather up. At this point, I'm pulling in about 100 victory points a day. Every 24-hour period, I'm pulling in 100 victory points, which means I need about 4 more days to finish this out. So this game should be wrapped up right around day 40, game day 40, which will be, well, real-time day 42, which should be Friday. Brian Maxwell, cheers, brother. How you doing, my man? You're watching the final days of our end game against with Virginia versus the world at this point. Shit. Had a rebellion here in Hartford. I don't own Hartford, but New York did, and they are a pain in my butt. So I can launch some cruise missiles at these guys and get rid of them. And then I'll send in some units to take Hartford back. I don't know what the deal was. Like every time I sent in units, they got just chewed up and spit out by whatever crap he had on the ground. And it was just really annoying. I got that infantry going up to take the last region from Erie or from Pennsylvania up here. And this is an example right here. So this is one of the reasons why I prefer playing player positions versus AI positions. This is the kind of crap that AI does. They put a tank in a region. They scatter around infantry all over the place. There's a recon unit here with a couple of infantry units attached to it. Here's an armored fighting vehicle, mechanized infantry, tank, mechanized infantry, just all kinds of crap. And they just like scatter it around their land. Meanwhile, over here in California, oh, let me switch screen so it's a little bit easier to see. Come on. Need to switch screens real quick. Let's make the big screen. So you don't have to see my face anymore. Let's put it back on the big screen. Okay, so meanwhile, over here in like Saskatchewan, for example, they don't have any units all over here. They got nothing in their hinterlands and stuff. They may have some units in their cities if they just built units in their cities. But I mean, you look at my land. Yeah, I don't have units scattered all over my territory. There's a reason for that. I build units, I move them to the front lines, and we go fight. We go fight offensive wars. That's how player positions work. In California, he had units down here fighting against Nicaragua on his front lines down here. He had some units up there in Iowa fighting in Iowa. But back here in his behind the lines in his homeland region where all of his production is, you know how many units he had? 2 tanks. That's it. He had 2 tanks back here because they had just been built and hadn't been moved to the front lines yet. When I got my units, when I was over here, I moved my units like straight up through here unopposed into Mexicali and San Diego and Los Angeles and Fresno and up into Sacramento and all the way through here into Redding and Eureka and back down to San Francisco, completely and totally unopposed. He had a couple of tanks came in from Carson City, which he also controlled as an annex city, but he had nothing. That's why fighting an actual player is so much easier than fighting AI. I cannot stand fighting the AI units. Like here in Colorado, which was he became an AI player, or Montana, which controls all this through here. He's got units scattered all through his stupid region because he's a dumb computer player, and a computer player will build a unit and send it off to this region, build a unit and send it off to that region. And it is the most frustrating because you can't just take a couple of units, go storm through his land, because you got to sit there and fight for every stinking inch of territory. And it is a pain in the ass. Like, seriously. Computer players are the absolute worst in this game. It's easier to take them out early, but if you have them lingering around like Ontario and Quebec, I don't want to mess with either one of those two, because I know for no good damn reason he's got some tanks up here in the Arctic Circle. I don't know why. It's just to make it a pain in my butt. He's going to have tanks all over the place because that's how the AI rolls. So enough of that rant. So what I'm going to do, I've got some build orders that I'm going to put in and let that roll for, I've got plenty of resources. The machine is just cranking out. I've got tanks and rocket launchers and all kinds of stuff that are coming out. I've got more infantry units that are going to go out and try to gobble up some more territory as quickly as I can. Charlottesville. Can I build strike fighters here? I can. So I'm going to build some more strike fighters just to try and clean out some of these enemy units. I'm going to fill him up with strike fighters. I'm going to try, just to make it easier for my units to move around. I'm not sure what just happened. There we go. The build queue is filled up. What else do we got going on? I'm gonna build up some strike fighters, try and clean out some units, and just make it easier for me to move through the map. Because that's basically all I'm doing now. We've defeated all of the players. Everybody's defeated. This is the last 3 minutes of the football game. We're up by 3 touchdowns, and the game is effectively over. My next closest opponent is 1,000 points behind me, and he's not even playing the game. He's out of the game. He has no capacity whatsoever to do anything against me. Although I think he reactivated his position. Yep, he reactivated. He had gone inactive and dropped out of his coalition here, because it was California, Saskatchewan, and Arizona in this coalition, and he dropped out of the game. He went inactive because he dropped out of his coalition, and it was just Saskatchewan sitting in there for a little while. California still has land all the way up here into British Columbia and Washington, but I don't like sending units through British Columbia and Washington because British Columbia and Washington are covered in mountains. So it takes forever to go through these regions unless you're going north and south, and I've got to go east and west as well as north and south. Eastern Montana is easier to go through, and Saskatchewan, their land is relatively easy to go through because this is all plains from Saskatchewan and Manitoba all the way south into Nebraska and Iowa. So that's where I'm going to get my final 400 points, is all through there and moving my way down into Kansas, Oklahoma, probably even Illinois. Like, these other regions are just going to be just littered with units, just like it is in Ohio. So what I'm going to need to do is build up some strike fighters, just keep building up some hardware and some artillery and some units, and just, just go fight. I've got some elite units out here in the West that are just stomping through everything. They can't be stopped, and it's awesome. My elite infantry over here is running through all these regions. These guys are faster than they have a 15% speed bonus, as does my elite tank. My elite tank division, 15% speed bonus. And I've got him going all the way across the north up here. I'm going to swing them back. He's going straight into Prince Albert. I'm going to swing them back. Give them a few more regions to go take. Armor on the prowl. just like so.
Armor on the prowl.
Just paint the whole map red, baby. And, you know, like I said, I'm just going to gobble up as many units as I can, or many regions as I can, as fast as I can, and try and wrap this up. If I can continue to pull in about 100 points a day, you can do the math. Today, I should have 1,400 and something points. That'll be today, in about 2.5 or 3.5 hours. And then that'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I guess. No, Friday. Friday should be the last day, and we'll be done. And then I will consider a season 3 of Conflict of Nations, and it might be another one of those 4x speed games where we can go through the map and wrap up an entire game in 10 days instead of 40 days. And of course, I've had games go longer than 40 days. I've had games go 50 days. 50 days. I've had games go a while, but those 4x speed games go fast. They go super fast. Of course, they're also on a full world map. Maybe I'll do another world map, regular speed game on the world map. Although I think that game wrapped up in 40 days too. But this time I think I'll hook up with a better coalition that's not a bunch of dummies. Because, man, I got in with that coalition and they did not know what they were doing. And that was frustrating. I do have other shows in the works. So I've got my build out show that I finished the build out room. I'm going to edit the footage. I recorded all the footage on that. I'm going to edit it down into a quick 20-minute video so you can see all of the things that I don't know how to do when I was building out that one single room in my facility. It was mostly intended to be done as a way for me to practice and get the confidence that I feel I need in order to begin build out of my utility wall and bathroom so that we can have guests and tours starting this fall. 2 things I need to do. I need to build out a metal framed wall on my, I guess that's our eastern wall, so that I can have water and electrical go into the tasting room, office, and bathroom area, and eventually bar area. And then after I build that utility wall, which I'm calling it the utility wall, it's just a wall, but it's the wall that has all the electrical and piping and all the stuff that's going to be in it. And then I need to frame out a 10 by 10 or a 15 by 10 bathroom space so that we can have a toilet, so that we can have people come to the distillery and be civilized and not have to go poop in the woods. So I'm calling the bathroom my number 2 priority. Clever as hell, isn't it? And then I'm going to start doing movie reviews because one of my downtime hobbies, and in addition to playing stupid video games, one of my downtime hobbies is watching movies. I watch an embarrassingly large number of movies, and I think doing a movie review every once in a while would be fun to do. It would at least put some purpose to my downtime mindlessness. Now, there's 2 types of movies that I usually watch. There's good movies that keep me awake through the entire thing. I guess 3 types of movies that I normally watch. Good movies that keep me awake through the entire thing. Moderately good movies that sometimes I fall asleep to. And those can be broken into 2 categories themselves. Moderately good movies that I sometimes fall asleep in the middle of and I lose interest in because they're not really that good. And then moderately good movies that I fall asleep and I wake up and I don't lose track of what's going on because they're very well written and it's a very tight story. And then there's the third movie that is just so dreadfully fucking bad that I turn my back and walk out of my own living room during the movie because it's just so bad. Watched a movie like that last night, as a matter of fact, called the Smiley Face Killers. And it was just, oh my God, it was a bad movie. 90 minutes of just dreck and schlock. And I mean, I got 45 minutes into it. I'm like, this is bad. I yelled out to the empty house that was around me. And I'm like, this is such a bad movie. And I turned it off and watched something else. And it was, in fact, I turned it off and watched a documentary about John DeLorean. I don't know why I chose that one as a palate cleanser, but I did. So there you have it. But the first movie that I want to do a review on is The Tomorrow War, which is on its face an alien movie, but anybody who's actually seen it and is paying attention to the themes in the movie, they know it's not an alien movie. It's a movie about. Oh, I won't get into that. I'll save it for the. I'll save it for the movie review show. I've got a couple of cities there that have rebelled against me. That's fine. No worries. If I have to go back and take them, I will. I don't think I will, though. I think there's plenty of victory points to be gotten without those little regions. So I'm going to wrap it up because I have more work to do at the distillery. I need some equipment that needs to get moved around. I have some paperwork that needs to be done. I have some supplies that need to be ordered and some bottles that need to be shipped out. I've got some shit to do, boys and girls. We'll let this run in the background. Well, I mean, not. We'll let it run in the background. I'm shutting down the stream, closing down the browsers. This will run in the background for a while, and then we will go to. We'll be back for other stuff coming up soon. We're doing a bottle giveaway, by the way. We're going to give away 10 bottles in the month of September if and only if, I'm going to put the link down here in our chat, if and only if we get 10,000 followers on our Twitter account. And our Twitter handle is @old_umble. You can find us on the twitters.com if it's the website where you go through, or if you have to go to the Twitter app, you can find us on the Twitters app. Old Umble, @old_umble. You can find us there if we get 10,000 followers. And we're not exactly close right now. We're at like 7,300 followers. So we need 2,700 more followers by the end of the month if we're going to hit the mark to give away 10 bottles of whiskey in the month of September. So 10 bottles of whiskey, that's 10 different people getting one bottle of whiskey, must be 21 to win, must... we're going to do like a sign-up sheet, a sign-up form or whatever, where you basically, once we hit the 10K, we'll put in the sign-up form. You're in, and then however many people we get for the sign-up form, we'll just draw names. And then there you go. We get 10 names. We have 10 winners, and we give away 10 bottles of whiskey. Bingo, bango, bongo, done. Must be 21. No purchase necessary. I'm very, very tempted to say you've got to be vaccinated to win, because you should be vaccinated by now. If you're not, I mean, I don't want to give you free whiskey if you're not vaccinated. Perks to the vaccinated. We shall see. Well, I will give my wife a chance to talk me out of that, but maybe I'll just like ask people, are you vaccinated? And let them say yes or no, but won't require it for the winning bottles. I don't know. I feel strongly about that. But I am seriously thinking about having my pricing mechanisms at the distillery be like, $5,000 for a tour. But if you're vaxxed or wear a mask, it's only $5. That'd be my, that way you don't have to say whether or not you're vaccinated. If you don't want to say you're vaccinated, that's fine. Just wear your mask. That's fine. I don't care. Then your tour will only cost you $5. That's fair. I think that's perfectly fair. But what else do we got coming up? What other stuff we got? Oh, we have a new addition to the family that I'm very excited to announce, but I won't announce it for another 4 or 5 weeks. I'm waiting on some confirmations from positions of authority, and we will revisit that at a time very near in the future. And I need to clear out my game events. Iowa has declared a ceasefire with me. That's awfully sweet of them. We are fully at war now with Saskatchewan. That's awesome. Reynosa, Browning, Ohio wants a ceasefire. That's fine. All right, so there we go. Okay, I've cleared out all my game events. That should reset itself in just a moment. And then we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to bid you adieu. We'll call it a day. Be awesome to each other. Drink humble. Sign up. Go follow us on the Twitters. Old_humble. Promise we're a good follow, and I'm good for a follow back. And oh no, Lindsey Graham. I just got an update from CNN. Lindsey Graham tested positive for COVID. Oh, thoughts and prayers. That is that. All right, I'm just double checking the news updates that have passed through the day. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, all hail the kingdom of, oh, what do we have here? Oh, Saskatchewan thinks he's going to bomb me, eh? Ooh, I wonder where he's coming from. He's coming from Saskatoon. No, that's it. We're going straight to Saskatoon. Go get him, boys. Go get him. Oh, yeah, baby. And I got bombers. I'm going to fuck him up. All right. This is awesome. Okay, come on now. Where's my bombers? I've got cruisers down here. I've got bombers. Where are my bombers? I know I've got several flying around. I got that one down here. Is that just one? This is great. See, this is one of the... See, I could let all this stuff. That's just... Hey, where are you going? What the... All right. Fine. His bomber looked weird, too. What was that all about? His bomber looks super weird. Okay. You dead yet? He needs to be dead. Oh, shit. You get him. Come on. All right. So what's going on here is I've got a rogue state element here outside of Reynosa, and I need to eliminate it. But before I get too terribly distracted, I also need to send this unit. How can I get him up into Saskatchewan? This is my anti-aircraft battalion. How can I get him up there? I'm going to move him up. Like, you can get here, dude. How are you getting there? What on earth are you doing? Is he seriously? Oh my God, he's going the longest possible fucking way to get there. No, don't go that way. Wake up, dum-dum. Come on. You're going this way. Oh, no, he can't go over the waters, can he? All right, fine, let him go. You know what? Nope, he's going to stay right there. I'm going to make this other guy, because he's closer. This fella down here in my western states, he's closer. So this guy, I'm going to send him up to Saskatoon. Saskatoon sounds like a cartoon city. Just doesn't even sound like a real place. Doesn't it though? I mean, it's just like Saskatoon. Ew. Like Yosemite saying, I'm going to Saskatoon. Anyway. All right, I've got a bomber that I can send on a bomber run to Saskatoon. I've just got to find it. These two, that's the ones, those two bombers. And I think they should be able to reach Saskatoon. Yeah, bitch. Take out all your airfields. It's a level 3 airfield there. Is that his only airfield? That is his only airfield. He may have one in Prince Albert. Nope, that's his only airfield because that was his former capital. Swift Current is also. Okay, good. So he's got 2 airfields. Saskatoon was his original capital. He's building, or was it Regina? No, Saskatoon was the original capital of Saskatchewan. I think. I can't remember. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. But Saskatoon, yeah, because Alberta, Prince Albert, I think it was Edmonton, Alberta. He moved his capital to Prince Albert from Saskatoon because Winnipeg, I believe, was the capital of Manitoba. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's why he has a good air base in Saskatoon and Swift Current and Regina. All right, well, I'm going to knock him out as fast as I can. I'm sending units straight to Saskatoon instead of taking my time and getting there eventually. I'm going to send units straight there to teach him a lesson. I mean, he's not lasting to the end of the game. He will make it to the end of the game. He will not make it to the end of the game in 3rd place. I'm going to do everything I can to knock California and Saskatchewan down and let Nicaragua take 2nd place. For no reason other than Nicaragua was relatively friendly and worked to fight against California and keep California occupied while I was able to go in and pop California in their underbelly. We weren't allies. We don't know each other. It's just, the least that I could do. I wasn't able to stop him from getting his jaw jacked by California down here. California basically took all of his cities, and we were able to take one of his cities back and let him rebuild his capital. And now he's taken all the rest of his cities back. So bravo for him for recovering from his fight with California. But I wasn't able to prevent that attack, and I felt kind of bad about it. So I figure the least I could do is make sure he makes it to the end of the game and gets at least something out of this game while I feast on Saskatchewan and Arizona and California. And the whole reason we went to war against California and Arizona is because Saskatchewan and California and Arizona decided to form a little coalition and make it inevitable that we would fight. Because the way the math works out on these maps is there's 3,100 victory points, basically 3,100 victory points on the map. There's the points kind of go up as the cities develop and you get more points for the larger cities. But you can see I need 1,700 points to win the game, which means the next closest opponent can have 1,400 points, and we can split the 2 maps between the 2 of us. However, when you have a coalition of a 3-member coalition, that 3-member coalition needs 2,500 points to win the game. So no other player can have more than 600 points, or that coalition has to go through some or all of the remaining players on the map. So they have to take every single region on the map, and some of those regions mean your region, where you have your 600 victory points. So I, at that point, had 700 or 800 victory points, which means that 3-person coalition was going to have to go through my position on the map in order to win the game, which meant it was inevitable that war was going to start. And rather than sit around and let them get big enough and strong enough to come after me, because I knew California had chemical weapons and I knew California had nuclear weapons in development. And as a matter of fact, according to my intelligence sources, According to my intelligence sources on previous day, how far do I need to go back? 35, 34. California had warheads. Saskatchewan did not have warheads, but California had. I don't think I've had an agent in California for a few days. Let's go back today. Oh, really? I can't go back any further? That's funny. So I knew California had 2 nuclear warheads and 3 chemical warheads. I also know that they stopped making warheads as soon as I took Sacramento from them. But if California had nuclear warheads and a means to deliver them to my production centers, then they had the means to basically dismantle my entire country. So it was in my interest to attack them before they could attack me, because if he built up a large enough arsenal, he could have completely neutralized me and knocked me out of the game pretty damn quick, or at least made it impossible for me to win the game, which I was not about to sign up for. So that meant war was inevitable, and I'd rather it start on my terms than theirs, and that meant going after California and Arizona as quickly as possible, knocking their coalition down from 3 to 1, and then eventually just cleaning them off the map. Now, of course, I need 1,700 points. There's plenty of space on the board to get that 1,700 points. I only need 400 remaining. California has 374. Saskatchewan has 232. Between the two of them, I should be able to get my points, no problem. No problem at all. So that's the next 3 days of the game. We'll be back probably Friday to wrap it up, show the victory conditions, and then discuss what season 3 might look like. And then we'll kind of go from there. So in the meantime, be awesome to each other. Get yourself vaccinated. Cheers and good day. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong screen. A production assistant, put up the closing screen. Good night, everybody.